getting a guard off the bench. Now, I'm not too familiar with Marcus Sasser. I know he's a guard. He can play a little defense. He can shoot. What came to mind for me was like Vinny Johnson. Like that's kind of like I'm just hoping he could be a guy that can come off the bench, knock down some threes, play some defense. Like I even like Langston Galloway. I know Langston Galloway wasn't the greatest for the Pistons. Maybe he did have a couple good stretches, but that was kind of my thought for Marcus Sasser. But Mateo, we'll just go around again with you. What did you kind of think when I think they acquired him in a trade at 25 with the Boston Celtics? What do you think his future could look like in Detroit?
I'm not going to speak on him too much because, to be completely honest, I don't really know much about him. But from what I do know and from the videos I have seen, I like the kind of player he is. He's a defensive-minded player, and he also was a big piece of that Houston team, right? And so I really think that he fits along with the pieces that Troy is getting. Of ball players, hoopers, guys who just really want to hoop and play hard. And I understand the positional value because we don't really need to draft another big man right now. So, going in the direction of maybe thinking about our bench front court going forward, and thinking about, maybe our backcourt, sorry, going forward, and thinking about who else is going to fit in that bench longer term. Obviously, the name Killian Hayes is thrown in there. What's his future looking like? Alec Burks, what's his future looking like? Some of these, we've had guards at the end of our bench, including, Corey Joseph and Rodney Magruder, guys like that. What does that mean for them? I think is the biggest thing, which obviously isn't like a huge deal for the Pistons in the long term, but I think immediately he's going to get, some of those minutes because he was a first round pick after all. And we traded up to get him. So I think that means, he's going to get some of those minutes and it's going to affect some of our past players. But yeah, I don't know too much about him. I'll let Parker speak more on that.
All right, Parker, what do you got?
So Houston was probably easily, LSU is my college, but I had to pick another team this year. I had Houston going all the way in the tournament. So I focused a lot on it. Marcus Sasser is my best player comp is Drew Holiday mixed with Marcus Smart. That's how I think this kid is. Him and Killian coming off the bench is going to be such a good thing. The way that he leaves no space between the ball handler and himself it's just crazy. He'll be maybe with his hand will be within maybe a couple inches of the ball every time he's guarding. This kid is tough. He's gritty. Like I mentioned earlier about Sasser. This kid is ready to be like a tough guy. He does not want to let anything up. I think this is one of the better picks that the Pistons have made later in the first round. Jalen Duren's definitely probably one of the better ones that have been made in the later rounds. But Marcus Sasser, really keep your eye on him. I think his ceiling, potential sixth man of the year. I really think that.
Wow. RJ, you got any thoughts?
Sixth man of the year, man. I wish. I'm all for that if that happened. But I've heard the comparisons where Parker said Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday. Teo, I forgot who you said the comparison was.
Did you have a comparison?
I made one.
I had Langston Galloway.
I just brought up some of the other guys, but I don't think I compared them.
Okay, and then I'm trying to think. I read another one that was like Patrick Beverly.
That's not bad.
All good names. Considering where we drafted them at, I'm all for that if that's the ceiling. So, like, as somebody like y'all know, I'm probably the guy that watches college the least out of us four. But
no, I never watched college ever. So,
and I'm just a Big Ten watcher, so don't know much outside of Big Ten.
I ain't keep up, but I did watch. Once we drafted them, watch the highlights, whatever. I did like what I seen. Of course, they're highlights, so you're gonna like everything you see. But with that being said, I felt like he had that dog mentality in him. That's what it looked like in his highlight. Like, how some players just either got that dog in them and then some don't. And he looked like that guy that has that dog on him. And I'm the type of fan, like, if you're going to play for my team, even if you're not the best player on the court, if you're not the most athletic, if you can't do this and that the right way, as long as you got that dog in you, like that hustle mentality, I'm gonna root for you all the way. And that looks like Marcus Sasser. So if my wishes, he would be like our backup point guard.
No, no.
Like in a perfect world for me, he would blossom and be our first guard off the bench. That's what I want.